digital comics download front, would
Yeah.
you consider putting your book in something more of like in an app like Comixology?
I'll be honest with you. I'm a control freak, so I'm a bad example. I don't know if I would put it in stuff like that. I mean, if they offered and if it actually paid, I would try it. But we're old-fashioned internet enough that we kind of like giving things away and then having non-locked files as much as possible. I mean, the Kickstarter I did to collect my stuff into ebook form is contingent on me offering those for free, just like the spirit of the actual web work. But I also feel that as long as you're doing that, it's okay to also put it in stores that, like the Apple Store, to sell it. Because some people would just rather get it that way. You know, some people would rather have the content just show up on the device and update. And some people would like to support. You know, like some people, maybe if you missed the Kickstarter, you can get it for free, but you'd like to give somebody $2. And some of the contracts on some of those bigger aggregating sites and stuff, you have to be particular. You lose your freedom to just.
I think there's something you can do yourself that could be a very good reason why someone else could do it for you and take the money.
That's a good point too. Yeah. So you were up next. Thank you. That's actually a really good point.
What about creators that make it seem as though you're making profits off of your work instead of just having the work speak for itself? Like, I'm a very big fan of Quentin Blake, who did all Roald Dahl's books, and
Okay.
so I have like a Trunchbull character, and I have Matilda, like porcelain features in my house, or
Cool.
toys. But Phil Watterson, the Kelvin and Hobbes guys, so again, making profits and taking the comic farther than it could have gone, but at the same time, as fans, you want some sort of merchandise, but he only limits what he puts out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but he shot himself in the foot because everyone made millions and millions of merch based on his stuff. So.
Yeah.
So you get like the stuff that's not official, like the Calvin pissing on the New York Yankees thing,
Oh.
instead of it being officially released.
Speaking as someone who in high school made his own Calvin and Hobbes shirt in class, yeah, I mean, I don't know about you. I just like stuff, and I think as long as it's honest and it's actually what you want to make, especially if you're making it yourself, there's nothing wrong with it. But I think he was just making a statement, like syndicates can be dicks. And I think he just didn't like being pushed around. But what do you think?
Yeah. You do.
I wish I could buy official stuff though.
I thought what you mentioned about Bill Allen was really cool, and I was wondering, going off of that, do you two feel like even with this jump into a new platform, the internet and webcomics and everything, that you're sort of part of this long tradition of comics, or do you feel the platform break is too much of a break for that?
What do you think?
I never intended, I would never really call myself a comic, and I never intended it to be a comic.
You're just friends with cartoonists.
I'm friends with cartoonists.
Yeah.
If someone calls it a comic, I don't mind, and it's not offensive in any way, but it was never something that. So I don't feel at all connected to that tradition. But that's the thing, is it was just sort of like making something on the internet to making something new.
Yeah, I mean,
couldn't exist in any other form.
I don't know, I've probably read 1 million pages of comics, so I can't help but see it as part of that. But I mean, I don't know, I feel like that maybe that we're in a playing field where people can create what they want on their own without money being an issue and have it get out there as much as anything big. And I mean, I guess we are part of a I would say it's part of a continuity.
I always hate the word comics too, because it implies that it's funny, and I don't feel that I ever try to make myself funny.
Bands dessiné, or however they say it. Is that a Lightro camera?
Yeah.
You're a brave man. I looked into those.
So far, so good.
Cool. It's a light field camera that captures 3-dimensional images, but then makes you look at them in flash. That was what stopped me. It's fascinating. That's cool.
Do either of you, or do both of you, have an origin story for Red Robot?
It's him.
Like an origin story, where did he come from?
Interpret that however you want. Just where does Red Robot come from?
You mean artistically or in the continuity of the comic strip?
Well, I mean, there's no continuity in Sam's work.
That's true.
Or is there?
Or is there?
Well, no, there's no story for the Red Robot. It's just sort of. I just started drawing. Someone put it in title, like some robot attacking something, or I'm not sure what it was. And then I drew a Red Robot and sort of went on from there. You can't find.
No, I drew his origin in mine, but I don't remember the way. I know I used the word colicky. Hold on.
It's sort of become a thing beyond even your work.
Yeah, well, he drew it first. I know, I'm looking it up, seeing if I can find it. Hey, what do you know? Oh shit. That's a lot of pages. Why did that happen? Anyway, no, but when he was drawing the Red Robot, I just like fell in love with it and drew it in, and then you didn't give me a hard time about it, and then suddenly it became this thing which you kind of support in a way. Like you have that page of people who have done the Red Robot.
That's now gone because I couldn't maintain it. But there was at one time, a page with like hundreds and hundreds of sites of people that had drawn Red Robot in various artworks and comics and everything else.
Yeah, this is just a little. I did one strip where we see him waking up and then murdering the dude. So that's his origin in my world. Is he met this kindly old gentleman who plugged him in and he just tore him to pieces. And then they became friends. But yeah, I just ripped Sam off, and thank God he's nice.
Two things. Sam, you said you don't mean weird things to be funny, but like some of your stuff is like the reversal between the submission and what you actually draw is like actually quite funny.
For example.
I know it's funny sometimes. I just feel always uncomfortable advertising my stuff as a comic because I feel that it implies that it's going to be funny when.
Well, it's like comic books. So everybody says it's funny books, and then nobody takes you seriously. Whereas you're creating art that simply has a simplistic drawing and lettering,
Right.
which to a human being then turns into comics, but you're not writing it from a comic writing standpoint.
But I think if you come across it and you don't expect it to be funny, you'll get more out of it than if
That's
you
true.
expect it to be funny. It's not necessarily going to be successfully funny.
Trust me on that. Yeah.
That's my only thought. I'm not like saying comics suck or anything like that. That was just.
No.
And then my other question was, the guy who does pictures for Sad Children, like,
He's such a sad dude.
I did like a pretty interesting gallery show
Very handsome.
a while ago, which was like sort of half like these comics and sort of half like more abstract things. And either of you probably doing like gallery shows or.
I did gallery shows. I was doing it pretty steadily for 3 or 4 years, and then I had a show that came out really well, and I was really excited about it. But then I realized what I was doing and the amount of work I was putting into it, if I wanted to continue doing it, it was just more work than.
Is that one of those things where like the submission is almost as much as the actual paying work?
No, it was just more that it was just. I knew what I wanted to do, but it's also a lot of work. It would be sort of distracting from other things I wanted to do, so I sort of felt that I had to make a decision, and I decided to stop doing gallery shows, or stop trying to do them.
I just have no impulse control, so to sit down and like ask people permission and then wait to put something up just kills me. So I'm not capable.
Do you have a question?
How does your family view your work, and how did they react when you left like more official jobs?
How do your family mean?
How does family react?
Oh.
I lost my official job, and so I was laid off in 2000. When
It was somewhere
all the
in-
.com people got laid off. So then I used that as an opportunity to sort of see what I could do, and it took off. So
Yeah. My dad was always self-employed, so it was kind of easy. It was like I just said, listen, I got 6 months worth of cash. Something is coming in. You know, I just saved up for my regular job and I just quit as soon as I could. And I was like, doesn't work, I'll get a job next year. And he's like, okay, go for it. And nobody understood it. No one understands. They're like, okay, I guess he sells t-shirts. And that's it, yeah.
but I don't even understand how it works.
Yeah, nobody does. No, it's like it's like if you try to observe how you make your living, you cannot. You know, like the act of observing your cash flow changes it. You know?
Yeah.
What do your grandparents think you do?
Most of them are dead.
Yeah, my grandparents are dead.
Or you're not grandparents?
What?
Well, that's true. One of them's just senile. That's a good question. You know what's weird is though, I have a lot of like really non-internet relatives, and it's not. I just give them T-shirts and things, and I pick a T-shirt for them, and they love it, and that's what they think I do. And I because they do not get jokes. Like I have an uncle who does like laser cutting for aerospace. So I just gave him, I have a cherry pie, you know, number pi done out, but it also the colors draw like a Pac-Man cherry. He loves that thing because he's a mathematician. He doesn't care about any of the other jokes or the comics or anything like that, but he gets to go, oh, my nephew made this, and that's it. So you find what they can understand and you give it to them. And then you get pictures of them because they look so cute, they're so happy.
So given that, what's your family background do you come from?
I just wanted to make that face. Wait, what's the what?
Like, what do your parents do?
My mom was a third grade teacher, and my dad basically sold and fixed cars. So it was kind of the combination between complete stability and, you know, like a real job and, you know, making money when it was there and like hustling around, painting things and being at work at 2 in the morning. So it's like kind of the hybrid of the two things. I think that's why I like to do a comic every single day on the stable side, but at the same time also a workaholic.
Yeah, my mom was a teacher and my father was
He's a drug mule, right?
technology. Yes. He was a technology guy for a school system in Connecticut that was like really cutting edge technology, and he was always into computers and the internet, everything way before anyone else I knew, or before I was even, and he'd always be pushing it on me.
He'd be like, you stupid son of mine.
Yeah, and so I sort of was resistant to the internet and everything.
Yeah, I was the only one in my family who liked computers as a kid. Yet my mom now lives out of an iPad. It's just the strangest thing. But yeah, that's strange. I didn't know you're completely educational background.
Yeah.
Huh. We're learning about each other after all these years. Who else? I think we're almost done. Yeah.
On Exploding Dog, how many title submissions do you get now?
Well, I used to be getting a lot, but now that I'm on Twitter and I say on the top of my site, it now says like if you want to suggest the best way to do it is like by Twitter when I'm on it, and so now I announce that I'm doing drawings, and I'll get.
It's kind of like going into a restaurant and then you're like, "What's the chef got today?"
Yeah.
Or like catching you at the right time.
But I don't get. I used to get hundreds a day by email, and I don't anymore because.
Well, nobody
it wouldn't
emails
work out.
anymore.
Yeah, nobody emails me anymore, and I get so much spam that I can't even concentrate on.
Yeah, I get so little real email. It's like more effort to delete things than just to. Yeah, that was actually, we took the train up yesterday and you stole my iPad and started doing drawings on the train. That was really, you stole it. I'm actually accusing you of a crime right now.
Sorry.
Sorry, no, it's fine. I handed it to him.
All right, so we got one last question.
Yeah, let's make it really high risk. Make it really dramatic. Make it really high pressure. Chris?
You're the father.
What? No.
All right.
What's your favorite Amtrak station?
My favorite my favorite place to travel to via Amtrak, or my favorite one of the lounges to use the Wi-Fi in, or my favorite Amtrak rail line, or my favorite Amtrak
Total package.
Chicago Union Station. Yeah.
You got good breakfast.
You're leading the witness, sir. No, but you know what's weird is like I did a Massachusetts to Comic-Con a couple years ago on the train, and it was just the greatest thing ever. Like a nice 4-hour layover in Chicago, and then like sleep for 2 days straight, and then you get to ride down the train past Disneyland, which is fun. Hooray for the train! What a nice low-tech ending to this high-tech conference. I hope that was exciting.
All right.
We did-